On today's episode of Recipe Rehab, the chefs are cutting down with banana pudding and its calories that come in at 1,446, but will be brought down to 319 per serving. Find out how they did it and who's tasted the best.
Oh yeah, that one's really good.
I like that one.
The Schwartzes love their family's recipe for banana pudding, but this dessert's going to need a serious rehab if it's going to stay in the house. Let's see how our first competitor, Chef Daniel, is going to cut the calories.
This recipe rehab, the Schwartz family are 3 generations living under one roof, and they want to lighten up and make a healthier version of banana pudding. Let's take a look at what we're going to do, starting off with a fat-free half and half, which has got a fabulous texture. It's not like skim milk, it's got more guts behind it. And then we're going to take just simple pudding and make sure we blend it nice and smooth with a hand mixer like this. We'll get it all incorporated.
Now for Daniel's competitor in the green kitchen, Chef Aida.
This is actually a dairy-free banana pudding that has a little bit of coffee and coconut added to it. But it's a totally classic technique. So you could use this technique with pretty much any kind of pudding that you could imagine up. So it's gonna start with some cornstarch, throw it right into a saucepan, then a little bit of unrefined cane sugar, a pinch of salt, and then the coffee. I'm gonna add some instant espresso powder. If you can't find instant espresso powder, just brew some really strong coffee and just like throw a shot in there, and that'll do the trick. I wanna whisk this until it's nice and mixed together.
So what we're going to do now is add a little bit of fat-free sour cream. It takes all the fat away, but it's got that creamy, wonderful texture. This is really incredible, how we can lighten up a dish that's going to have all the sweetness, all the flavor of a traditional banana pudding with a huge amount of saving.
We're gonna add in some coconut milk. Just about 3 cups, which is more or less 2 cans of coconut milk. Make sure that you're whisking while you pour in the coconut milk so that you avoid getting any lumps. The biggest thing you wanna keep in mind when you're making pudding is to get inside every single crevice and corner of the pot so that you don't have any one part cooking more than the other, okay? This is only gonna take a few minutes to cook. We're gonna bring it up to a boil and then let it simmer. You don't wanna boil coconut milk too much. It's just, no, not good for the texture.
All right, some bananas. We're gonna clear up a bit, serve it up. Now you might wanna throw this in the refrigerator for maybe just, I don't know, about an hour so it chills and it gets absolutely perfect. We're gonna take 2 bananas per person, full of good carbohydrates, full of energy, and we'll mash it up, which shouldn't take more than a second. This is where the sweetness is. We don't need to add any more sweetness to this.
So while this is doing its thing, you really just need to whisk it, you know, occasionally so it doesn't get burnt or anything. But while that's happening, we will get to the banana part of the coconut banana pudding. And with these few changes, you're still getting all the great flavor of classic Southern banana pudding, but without all that extra fat and sugar and everything. The original, I think, has, you know, sour cream and heavy milk and all that. We're getting the richness here from the coconut milk without having to add all that stuff in there. So the different kind of cookies you have available are, I really like lady fingers. They're the ones used for tiramisu, like this shape. You want one that's really nice and crumbly, and then you're just gonna crumble that and layer that in with the bananas. Or you could use the classic vanilla wafer, but you wanna look for one that's reduced fat. You could also use really any kind of thin cookie that you like, but just make sure that it's kind of easy and lower on the fat and sugar so that you're not adding that all in when you've made all this effort to make a healthier version of it. Okay, this is looking exactly how thick I want it to be. We're gonna turn off the heat. And then this is when you wanna add your vanilla extract. Don't add it earlier because it'll cook off. Look at this. It looks like a fabulous pudding. It smells like so espresso-y and delicious and coconutty.
And we're ready to serve. Get a fancy glass. Now let's start to throw in that pudding. Look how it's thickened up. Absolutely perfect. A layer of banana, which is going to be a nice texture to it. Some wafers. a little sprig of mint.
Let's check out the stats board. The dessert that the Schwartzes have been making comes in at 1,446 calories per serving with 64.7 grams of fat. Daniel rehabs his recipe to come in at 417 calories per serving and only 4.5 grams of fat.
This is for the Schwartz family. For all 3 generations, I think you'll enjoy.
So what you're gonna do is layer and go ahead and you can kind of overlap the bananas. We don't need to get fussy with this. And then you're gonna crumble some cookie on top of that. And then just a little bit of the pudding. And this is really warm now, so you're gonna wanna let it sit up. Just needs about an hour to 2 hours in the refrigerator. Once it's actually all set up and beautiful, throw some toasted coconut on top. That's gonna give it another little hint of some tropical flavor, give it some good texture, and well, it's gonna make it very pretty too.
Aida's recipe brings her dish to 319 calories per serving with only 13.2 grams of fat.
That is one good looking Southern banana pudding made very, very tropical.
The calories have been cut. Now let's see who triumphs on taste.
I like that one. If we had to pick a winner between the two of them, the winner is...
The winner is...
Daniel wins.
I love winning.
To see more Recipe Rehab, subscribe or watch another episode right now. And check out Daily Dose with Jillian Michaels, where America's favorite trainer gives you a piece of her mind every day.